Hello everyone, my name is Alano, and welcome back at my attempt at recreating Super Mario Bros. In GameMaker Studio. Now today's episode is going to be a short one. I'm simply going to be adding some gamepad inputs to our game. So without further ado, let's hop right into it. In the input object, in the step event, we're going to add the code here for our gamepad. Now, as you can see, I have all the variables that controls our game, as well as the keyboard check functions to control the game with our keyboard. I'm going to keep these controls for debugging purposes. So, first off, we want to check if there is a gamepad connected. So, gamepad is connected, yep. And we want to check for the gamepad 0. Do something. Else, which means that the gamepad is not connected, then you can go ahead and use the keyboard. Just like so. Alright. Now, in case you didn't know, if you middle click on the gamepad is connected functions, or any other gamepad related function, that is, you get the GameMaker Studio manual page for the gamepad. So as you can see, we have here a classic Xbox controller. We have all the buttons on the controller as well as their key code. So I'm going to keep this handy because I'm going to need these key codes in just a bit. So let's go ahead and copy all our variables. We got up, we got down, we got left, or actually right, left. We also have start, we have select, we have, let me just put this here, we have the A button, we have the A button that is held down, we also have the B button. Alright, so we're going to check for gamepad button check. And here we want the gamepad 0 as well as the button index. So like I said, if I go ahead and take the manual, the up button here, we're going to use the up button on the controller for the D-pad, the directional pad. So the key code here is going to be GP for gamepad, underscore pad for control pad, U for up. So let's write this here, GP underscore pad U, just like so. Let me copy this here. All right, and we're going to need this here. One for the right, left, start, select, not the A button, for the A held, as well as the B button. Yep. Here, instead of button check, we're gonna check for the pressed, because we want to check. We want A to return true only when we press the button, and not when we keep it pressed. All right. So up is going to be pad U, down is going to be pad D, right is pad R, left is pad L. Start is simply GP underscore start. Select, as you might have guessed, is GP underscore select. A is going to be face, and face. If I remember correctly, it's face 1. Let me just check. I'm going to bring back here the manual. So I want the A button. A button on the controller is the green one. Green is face 1, and B is face 2. So A held is still going to be face 1, and B is going to be face 2. All right. So that's about it for the gamepad. There's a couple of other functions. There's a couple of other functions that are useful for gamepad inputs, but we're not going to use them just now with this game. Maybe later. Actually, probably later. So let's go ahead and test this out. All right. So my gamepad isn't on right now, so I can use the keyboard to move around and the keys to interact. But as soon as I press the power button on my gamepad and it gets connected, I can no longer control the player with the keyboard. now I have to use the gamepad, and it works. So right, left, A button makes me jump. All right, start, select, and B works, but there's nothing assigned to it in the game yet. All right, that is perfect. Before I leave, there's one last thing I'd like to fix, well, actually, that I'd like to add to our game, and it's going to be in the object player, in the step event. In the game, the original game that is, when you press the B button, if you have the flower power up, you can shoot fireballs, but you also go faster. So we're going to implement this right now. When we're going to press the B button, the player is going to go faster. So we're going to go into the right and left state event, and in the check inputs, we're simply going to add in a check for the B button from the input object. So if input.b is true, then set our max speed to be equal to 3. As simple as that. Now, we gotta make sure that the max speed goes back to 2 when we release the button, so else max speed is equal to 2. And if we go into the create event here, you can see that originally the max speed is supposed to be 2. So if we press the button, it goes to 3, and if we release the button, it goes to 2. Pretty simple. So let's go ahead and copy this, put it into the left, and test this out. Alright, so I'll be using our newly programmed gamepad. Left, right still works, A button still works, and when I press B, I go faster. Great. Alright, so that's about it for this episode. It was a short one, but in my defense, I'm currently working on the enemy AI systems as well as the power-up systems for this game. So yeah, if you have any comments about the gamepad inputs or anything else about this game, leave me some comments below. I'll be happy to help you guys. And also don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you like this series and if you want to see more. So thanks a lot for watching, and see you next time.